same. Only the names will change every day. It seems we're wasting away. Another place where the faces are so cold. I drive all night just to get back home. I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. I'm wanted, dead or alive. Wanted, dead or alive.
Hello, this is Brian Lang with Live Truth Radio and TV. You're listening to Reb Rider and Rapid Fire Radio through the MIB Radio Network. Go to rapidfire.caster.fm and share with all your friends and family. That's where you get the truth. So the truth shall set you free.
Thank you, Brian Lang of Live Truth Radio. Like I always tell you on Rapid Fire Radio and TV, you never know what's going to happen next. And that's what we got going on right now, right here on the MIB Radio Network. And today we're going to talk to Jessica POLLEMA, the lead investigator with South Dakota Canvassing on election fraud. And this show is an integrity show brought to you by Hempwork 605 in Pierce, South Dakota. Look them up on Facebook for all your natural remedies. Let's call Jessica right now.
Hello.
Hello, Jessica.
Yes.
This is Reb Rider. You're live on Rapid Fire Radio worldwide on the MIB Radio Network. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Can you hear me okay?
You're good.
Great. Awesome. Well, thanks for having me.
We're glad to have you. Well, why don't we just begin the show? Tell everybody who you are and what you're up to and why you're doing it. And the mic is yours.
Okay. Well, my name is Jessica POLLEMA, and I live in Tea, South Dakota. Been a resident of Sioux Falls for about 25 years, and I've been in tax accounting and bookkeeping, working for different family-owned CPA firms in the area for about 25 years. So I have a lot of experience with data and numbers and reconciling and that kind of stuff. And the last year, I became the state lead of the South Dakota Canvassing Group. So the South Dakota Canvassing Group is a group of volunteer citizens, concerned citizens of South Dakota. The people that are in the group, none of us knew each other prior to August of last year, 2021. So it's been really cool how that all came together and getting to know these people, and then all the work we've been able to accomplish together.
Well, that's great. So what can you tell us? What have you found out that can let our listeners and viewers out there worldwide on Rapid Fire Radio know so that the truth will set them free?
Oh, well, a lot. We've uncovered a lot. We started by purchasing the voter rolls from the Secretary of State. So when you buy a copy of the statewide voter roll file from the Secretary of State in South Dakota, it costs $2,500. So we started by raising funds to purchase that voter roll, and then we did data analysis on it, and we partner with a group called Midwest Swamp Watch, and that's Rick Weibel, and he is a computer guru, and he helped us with our data analysis. And so we met together in Brookings and did a cyber canvas. So a cyber canvas where we sat down. What we did was we took the voter rolls and narrowed down the addresses with 5 or more registered voters from a particular address on up into the hundreds and thousands. And so we analyzed and kind of took Google Maps and looked at where all of these addresses were, and to see if it's a legitimate address, if it's an apartment building, if it's an empty field, and all those kinds of things. And after we narrowed down our questionable addresses, we did drive-bys. So we sent people out in different areas of the state to drive by these questionable addresses and take pictures and report back to us. So that took a while. And then we did door-to-door canvassing as well. So we did the walk lists. And so we did Minnehaha, Pennington, and Lincoln County. And we did walk lists based on 5 or more registered voters from a home. So we didn't go down and knock on every door in the street. We narrowed it down to our target addresses. And after our couple times out canvassing, 96% of the doors answered with 5 or more registered voters at that address had voter roll discrepancies, where we have people on the rolls that don't live at that address. So we found a lot of what we call ghost voters that way, where people are voting from these addresses and they don't live there, and in some cases have never lived there.
So these would be non-existent voters, right?
These are voters that we can't locate.
Yeah.
We don't know where they live. And the people that live in these homes say, no, this person doesn't live here. And in some cases, we bought this house 10 years ago, and they're still on the rolls at that address and still voting from that address. And in a few cases, we found where the owner of the home built the house, and these people have never lived in that house, and somehow are registered to vote from there and are casting votes from there.
Do you have a figure on these type of voters that you've uncovered, roughly?
It's hard to tell, because we only went out. We went out in Pennington and Lincoln and Minnehaha counties, and we only went out a few times. So, we have an entire state to cover.
Right.
And
so it's a long process.
But sorry, go ahead.
I think we have kind of a delay here, but I said it's a long process, isn't it?
It is. It's an incredible amount of work to sort through the voter rolls. And then what we did was make walk lists. So we have to make lists, and then we map them. So we have to take a lot of time to map them out so that our volunteers can show up and take their list, and then just drive kind of in a pattern where it's easiest and most efficient and convenient for them to go to all these different addresses. So it is a lot of work. And then we collect affidavits, and we have to get them notarized. And so all of that's a lot of work. Yeah.
Well, Jessica, what specific election are you looking at? Are you looking at them all or specific?
Right. Well, we started off, looking at just trying to see what we could see. We didn't really know what we would find. So we had to also research our election laws. And so in every state in the country, everybody has a little bit different election law. So we had to get to know South Dakota election law. And then we've been requesting data from the 2020 elections. And then we were, spent all this time kind of catching up to figure out what happened in the 2020 election. And then we were ready during the city election and then the June 7, 2022 primary election. So we knew kind of what to look for in the primary. And so we had, different people as poll workers and poll watchers. And then we realized after the kind of the disaster that the 2022 primary election was in Minnehaha County, how important it is to have poll watchers out there. So we kind of have looked at the whole gamut, the 2020 election, the city, the primaries, election law, We've been going to the county commission meetings in different counties, working with the auditors. We've done, FOIA requests across the state. So we kind of delved into about every area you can in the election realm.
That's good. Did you ever think about delving into the presidential election? Is that part of it?
Yeah, so what we started out doing is searching for 2020 presidential election data. And so we learned like how to send FOIA requests, and a FOIA request is a Freedom of Information Act. So we were requesting public records from our county and our state officials. So when we started out, we would go to the county commission meetings. We went to the county auditors, went to their office, asked them for different things. And in South Dakota, we have ES&S election machines, and ES&S is election systems and software, electronic tabulators. We have voter rolls on the internet, and all of that is kind of controlled by ES&S, which is out of Omaha, Nebraska. So we were asking for the audit trail from the 2020 election, and after the election, the ballots and all of the election documents are sealed. And so what we're asking for is digital data. And the auditors, when we went to them and asked them for this information, had absolutely no idea what we were talking about. So we've been asking for things called machine logs and precinct detail reports, or a by ballot manifest report. There's different names for these reports, but basically what it is the audit trail for the election information. The machine logs tell when someone who is logged into the machine, when it received, updates, different things like that. It's just a data report. There is nothing secret on it. We have a copy of one from one of the counties in South Dakota, and there is no secret information on it. It's just a data report without running kind of detail of logging in and out of the machine. And then the precinct detail or the by ballot reports, which are called CVRs, and that's a cast vote record. That's a per ballot, how each ballot was recorded. And of course, we know when the ballot leaves the voter, it's totally secret. There's no names, no numbers, nothing identifying on our paper ballot. So there is no violation of the secrecy of the vote. It's just another spreadsheet data report that proves that these 50 ballots, marked, we'll say 25 for Biden and 25 for Trump, and then all of these batches add up to a precinct total, and the precinct totals add up to the county, and then the county sends it off to the Secretary of State. So when we went to the auditors and asked for that information, they had absolutely no idea what we were talking about. And one of them said, quote, "We had no idea that we could do this until you told us so," end quote. So then all of these auditors started calling the Secretary of State, and the Secretary of State had no idea. I was on the phone with him myself probably 5 times, and he has and still has not answered our questions.
Wow, fascinating. I wonder how come, huh?
Yeah, right. And I think it's because he doesn't know, or there is, nefarious reasons. But he certainly won't tell us.
Yeah.
So,
well, you never know. Some of these
been
people can be
interesting.
kept in the dark, but I don't believe that. I think they know exactly what's going on. And I can give you an example of it, Jessica.
Okay, that'd be great.
There was a guy running for office in Pennington County. His name is James Bialota.
I've talked to him.
Yeah, and I believe that he was running for county auditor or something to that effect. Okay. Well, he had problems with the election results, and when he went to inquire on it, the current or whoever it was at that time county auditor said, "I don't know what you're so worried about. You're not going to get in anyway." Now, how would they know that? And why would they be
Right.
bold enough to look at somebody and tell them that?
Yeah. I think that is the election where they were using the electronic poll books
Yep,
in
absolutely.
Pennington County too, and they had quote glitches, and they crashed. They had all kinds of problems.
Yeah,
and
they know
now
exactly what they're doing too.
Well, those electronic poll books are big trouble.
Yeah.
They are connected to the internet, and they are directed to use them on a secure internet connection. But we know that somebody can walk by with a cell phone and hack the poll books in less than 5 minutes. And
Unbelievable.
then you can, yep, they're live reporting of who's checked in to vote and who hasn't. And nefarious actors can obviously check in people to vote and cast votes for them. But we don't want electronic poll books in South Dakota because they are absolutely not secure.
Yeah, and that, thank God we got people like you that are checking into it. I have up on the screen right now Jessica POLLEMA, lead investigator, South Dakota Canvassing.com, and South Dakota Canvassing at protonmail.com. Excuse me, South Dakota Canvassing at protonmail.com. That's how they can reach you, right?
Well, it is sdcanvassing.com.
Okay, that's the whole thing. I'm sorry about that. I stand corrected there.
But our email is sdcanvass, CANVASS, at protonmail.com.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're trying. We have a place where you can report tips, and we know the 2022 primary election. There was a lot of voters who were turned away, lifetime Republican voters who were turned away from voting a Republican ballot because when they checked in to vote, they were told they were registered as an independent or an NPA, which is no party affiliation, or a Democrat. And so those people were shocked to find out that their voter registration had been changed without their knowledge or consent. So we wanted to reach as many people in South Dakota to say, hey, if that happened to you, send us an email on our website and let us know. And then make sure, we want everybody who hasn't checked on their voter registration lately to check with their auditor's office and make sure that they are registered to the correct party, because the 2022 primary really brought this to light. There were a lot of instances, and we know it happened all across the state. And since then, we know that it's happened in California and Nevada, and I believe Virginia. And so it's kind of happened all across the United States. And I believe that shows that our voter rolls have been hacked because they are online, and our Secretary of State does not maintain a secure website.
Well, I've got comments here, and one comment is from Roy Wade with the Speakle radio and TV network. He says that you are a true American hero, Jessica.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm not a hero. There's a team of us that work together, and we all, work together. We work hard, and all we want is the truth. And so my dad is a veteran. My father-in-law is a veteran. My grandfathers are veterans. My husband's grandfather was a veteran, and they all sacrificed something for me and for my family. And what I see happening here in South Dakota, like I said, I had no idea what to expect, but after spending a year more than full-time volunteering, just researching what's going on, it's very concerning to me. And I just want to make sure that, my kids have the same opportunity for a great future that we had. And if we let our elections fall, which I already believe they've been stolen, but if we don't try to fix it, there won't be anything left for our kids. So
that's right.
we all got to do this for our children.
We're the last stronghold. There's no otherwhere else to go.
Right. If America falls, there's no place left free on earth.
Absolutely.
So,
Jessica, I did the banner and it's back up with the correct information now, so that when this video goes out, they'll be able to see how to get a hold of you. And I'm with Roy. You're a real American, and we look up to you. So we appreciate you. And I know you're not alone. We thank all of you for your dedicated service to doing the right thing.
Oh, thank you. And if we can do this, we just kind of are inventing the wheel here. Anybody can do this. We have templates for letters to go to the counties. We have talking points for county commission meetings. We just want everyone to go to their counties and start finding out what's happening in their county, talk to their auditor, and all of our conversations. Now, we have it in writing, and I have it in audio from the Secretary of State's office that who does the county auditor answer to? The people. The county auditor answers to the people.
Absolutely.
We are the boss of the county auditors, and the Secretary of State just said it this week in the Government Operations and Audit Committee meeting. And so they answer to us. And if we don't want electronic voter rolls, if we don't want ES&S tabulators with the audit trail turned off, if we don't want that, they work for us. But we need to be loud, and we need to communicate with them. And we have all kinds of tips. And if you want to help, we can get you started in your county. And we think we can't fix Washington. It's so broken and it's such a disaster. We need to start at the county level.
Absolutely. I agree with you. Take back county at a time until we get this country back where it belongs.
Yes. Yep. Fix it one county at a time. Fix where you live and then build back up.
That's just how I feel about law enforcement. As far as I'm concerned, constitutionally elected sheriffs should be the law enforcement and nothing more or less. And I truly believe that if we had that the way it should be, that we wouldn't have the amount of crime that we have got going on now.
Right. I agree. And so the sheriff too, the sheriffs are supposed to be prosecuting fraud and prosecuting crimes. And if there's, election fraud or election crimes going on in your county, take it to the sheriff.
Take it to the sheriff. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jessica, I guess maybe we've covered everything here. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell the American folks and the people of South Dakota out there that you want them to know? You can go right ahead and let them know.
Well, I guess I just say what I just said.
Yeah.
Like what our group has accomplished here. We were total strangers, and we just feel like God's leading the way, and we're along for the ride. And so He's made amazing things happen. But you got to have a willing heart. And I'm not doing this for me and because I enjoy it, and I just want the truth. And so I think all of us Americans need to fight for our rights. I think it's a civil rights issue when people are stealing our votes and can't produce any evidence of how they came up with these numbers. So I would urge everyone in South Dakota to reach out to our group, get active in your county, and start holding these people accountable. And we've also done it. I just want to tell everybody that in South Dakota, and I know it's the case kind of across the country, that our elected officials are covered by surety bonds. And the citizens can make a claim against these surety bonds for damages. And, if your county auditor has a drop box, which is against the law in South Dakota, and they continue to use it and allow for absentee fraud in your county, hold them accountable with their surety bonds. And we can help you learn how to do that too. But
wow, that's something I didn't even know.
Yeah. Yep. And I didn't either until we've been doing, all of this research, and it worked. We got rid of drop boxes in Minnehaha and Lincoln County by requesting their surety bond information and going to the county commission meetings and telling them, we do not want these things. They're fraudulent and illegal. And the state's attorneys posted legal notices on their websites saying they will not be using these in the future. So stand up, use your voice, and we have rights, and we've been quiet for too long.
You betcha. Jessica, do you feel that you're making a difference too? You feel that you're making an inroads and you're accumulating evidence and information that will help the folks of South Dakota?
I do believe that we have to be very careful with it and present it at the right time and make sure it's bulletproof, which we definitely do have. And I'll just give you a hint, there'll be big news coming soon. But mostly it's just, grassroots effort, get to know your neighbor. And, if you all are unhappy with something, there are avenues to pursue justice and using your rights so your rights aren't trampled on. And I just think that's how we got into this mess, is because we haven't stood up for ourselves. And we pay the taxes. They work for us. And I think that's been forgotten, is that these elected officials work for us. We're their bosses. And we can hold them accountable when they're doing things that aren't right.
Jessica, I can't thank you enough for being on the program today. And I feel I've made a new friend. And please feel free to reach out. Rapid Fire Radio and TV is at your disposal to get the truth out. I'll do whatever I can to help you, good folks.
Oh, thank you. And thanks for having me on. And on behalf of all the volunteers that help too, we're thankful for the airtime, and we hope people reach out to us, and we are gaining momentum. So let's just keep it going.
You betcha. Jessica, have a wonderful Sunday afternoon, what's left of it. God bless you and yours and all the freedom fighters that are dedicated at a tireless, thankless job. We appreciate you from here at Rapid Fire Radio.
Thank you, and you as well.
All right, take care.
All right, bye-bye.
There you have it. Jessica POLLEMA, lead investigator, and I had to correct this on the screen here. sdcanvassing.com and sdcanvass@protonmail.com is how you can reach them and find out about the surety bonds on these elected officials, where they can be brought to justice and held accountable. All right? Man, that was fascinating as heck. I have been not on lately. I guess I'm kind of at a loss of words here for a minute, but I have not been on in a while, and I decided I'm going to lay low until I can get some quality stories here. And lo and behold, I was sitting in the studio the other night, and I get a call from a very, very good friend of mine, and he told me that we needed to do an election integrity show, which is what we're doing. And he managed to turn me to Jessica, and I'm truly blessed on this show to get the truth out to you, because it's all about you, the American folks and the people of South Dakota. It's not me, it's you. And we want you to be free and live free always. Constant vigilance, my friends. Constant vigilance. Brought to you by Hemquarter 605 for all your natural remedy needs in Pierce, South Dakota, right on Main Street. Look them up on Facebook. You'll be glad you did. They have some good stuff, I'm telling you, and I use it. So I can say that to you. Very good stuff at Hemquarter 605. I'm gonna take you out of here now with a song that I found. I found an interesting song, and it tells you a lot. So it doesn't mean that this radio station supports whatever. It just means that it's an awesome song, and it stands for what you, the American folks, are interested in. All right? With that in mind, then, the old Reb is out of here for now. Keep up the fight. Brian Lang, thank you for introducing me on the radio today. I appreciate it, buddy. And you can find him at livetruthradio.com and on Facebook. a very, very, very good man. Okay, here we go.
America, America, you gotta fight for America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, red, white, and blue. America, dream of America, change for America, Trump for America, believe in America, I'm proud of America, God bless America. I pledge allegiance to the flag, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. America, America, you gotta fight for America, the land of the free, the home of the brave. We gotta fight America, dream of America, change for America, Trump for America, believe in America, die for America, God bless America. We the people, the red, white, and blue, we hold our values and we hold them true. Lady Liberty standing tall, she stands for freedom, but there's nothing free at all. America, America, so many died for America, so never forget, we have the right to defend and protect America. Dream of America, change for America, Trump for America, believe in America, I'm proud of America, God bless America. Dream of America, change for America, Trump for America, believe in America, I bleed for America, God bless America. America, America, you gotta fight for America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, red, white, and blue. America, I dream of America, change for America, Trump for America, I dream of America, I'm proud of America, God bless America, I dream of America, change for America, Trump for America, dream of America, I'm proud of America, God bless America, dream of America, change for America, Trump for America, we gotta fight for America.
All right, you're listening to the MIB Radio Network. Stand by.
This is Reb Rider. You are listening to the best rock and roll music on planet Earth, along with news that only we can provide, where the truth sets you free. You are listening to rapidfire.caster.fm, KMIB, South Dakota, United States of America. Keep listening. We truly appreciate all the comments and all the good vibes coming in to this radio station. We can't do it without you.